So I just finished embroidering this freestanding lace keychain and it's beautiful, and I want to show you guys how I did it, so stick around to find out how. So before we get started, I'm just going to ask you guys, as usual, to like and subscribe. Why? Because you're going to get some awesome content notifications, so why not? And if you stay to the very end of this episode, I'm going to tell you where you can get the ultimate embroidery cheat sheet, which you can use to refer to when you're picking out what type of materials to use with different fabrics. If this is your first time being introduced to freestanding lace, what it is just any design that's kind of 3D and stands on its own. And a lot of these things can be used as ornaments, even things that you can wear like gloves and like socks. And it really is just a way to kind of create some 3D designs and have fun with machine embroidery. So for those newbies who want a visual on what freestanding lace is, I recommend joining our Facebook group that I've linked in the description below, and you'll see all kinds of designs that you can really have fun with. So the materials for today's project are super duper easy. One are colored bobbins. Why? Because since this is a 3D design, you are going to see the back of it. So we want to make sure that we're using colored bobbin. I picked these up from All Stitch. They are the brand Filtech, and they have a bunch of different colors that you can pick from. Right now, I'm going to be embroidering with orange thread, and I'm going to be using this as the bottom thread just because it's the closest to orange that I have. But ideally, you're going to want to pick up an orange bobbin thread so that you can embroider with the correct color and it can be all uniform. Next up, I just have my lovely and trusty Fiskars scissors. They're like some, I don't know if it's Fiskars or Fiskars. Fiskars, I think it's Fiskars, whatever. Love these. Next, I have my size C hoop. And I have my Pellon fabric wash away, which I've mentioned before in my water-soluble stabilizer video, that this is my favorite type of water-soluble stabilizer to work with when doing freestanding lace. The reason being because it is a fabric wash away, so you don't have to worry too much about your design being too dense or it popping out, right, when you are embroidering it. So all I have to do to get started is super easy. All I have to do is go ahead and cut 2 sheets of the water-soluble stabilizer, because I am gonna double up on it just to make sure that we're getting a lot of stability, because this is a small design, but it actually has 33,000 stitches. That's something to know with freestanding lace. The designs tend to have a lot of stitches in a small area, so that's why, like I mentioned before, I really like this fabric wash away using it. Cut, 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 cut. So with freestanding lace, we want our hoop to be as tight as possible. That's because we're not embroidering an actual fabric and it does have a lot of stitches. So let's just make sure you're hooping a little tighter than you would normally hoop. If it's hard to get in, that's a good hooping tension for freestanding lace. Next step is to change your bobbin, of course. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one of these little things.
This is awkward.
All right. And the next step, as you probably guessed, is to insert the hoop in the machine. So let's go on and get to it. So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I'm embroidering this design at 700 stitches per minute. The only reason I'm going a little bit slower than my regular flat speed is just because I want it to be really nice and stable, because again, you're just embroidering straight on the stabilizer and not on the fabric. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press start. All right, so the design has stitched out and it is quite gorgeous. Now, I do want to give some credit of this beautiful keychain design. My really good friend Yaz Russell from Australia completed this design for me and sent it over so that you guys can check it out. So yeah, it's beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and unhoop this and cut it around the edges, because I don't want to soak all these little bits because I want to use them for other projects, and also because it has like a little sticky residue, so we don't want to get all that mess. So yeah, let's go ahead and cut it first. All right, so now that I've cut it, I have this bowl of water that I'm just gonna go ahead and immerse it through. You can also just run it through pouring water, like through a sink, excuse me. And yeah, something to keep in mind when you're pouring water over it is that the more of the stabilizer that you wash out, the softer the freestanding lace will be. And the more that you leave in, the stiffer it'll be. So for like a keychain, I want it to be stiff, so I'm gonna try to leave some in there. Some instances where you want it to be a little bit softer would probably be like when you're doing the freestanding lace gloves, you want it to drape really nicely. So you would want to wash out all of that water-soluble stabilizer. So once you're done rinsing it out, you're just gonna go ahead and lay it flat for a few hours for it to dry. And now if it does dry a little bit like upward, you're gonna want to iron it out. Just make sure that you're protecting your stitches with some nice parchment paper. All right, so this is the freestanding lace design and I absolutely love it. Thank you so much to my girl who hooked me up with this beautiful design. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's so gorgeous and such a beautiful concept. So I want to know if you're watching, if you've tried freestanding lace, and what you've used, if there's any tips that I possibly didn't share. Let me know in the comments. So remember the resource that I told you about in the beginning of the episode, the Ultimate Embroidery Cheat Sheet is available for download in the description below. So go ahead and download yours now. All right, so if you're new here, make sure to join our Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery. I have linked it below, and there you can chat with me, thousands of other embroiderers, share your knowledge, learn some stuff. Yeah, join us. Alrighty, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye. Because I want it to be as stable as possible. Cut, 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 cut.